Hello and welcome back to KD's Business Tips. Michael Lapede here in a series talking to you about the 5 steps to financial freedom, both for the business and for personal. And in this video, we're going to talk about the obligations of that close circle. What are your obligations? Well, what is an obligation? It's an act or course of action to which a person is morally or legally bound to a duty or a commitment, right? So when you sign an obligation for a mortgage or a debt or a loan or a lease for equipment for your business or any of those types of things, that is an obligation. You're obligated, right? Now, of course, we're morally obligated to things too. So we're talking physically obligated, but we might be morally obligated to take care of ourselves, obviously, right? Take care of spouses, pets, foods, kids, whatever it may be, right? Taking care of property, assets, things, being a good steward, right? Doing good works, helping others, the list goes on. But now we got moral obligations, but we're talking here about financial obligations. Now, remember that a lot of these financial obligations can also be legal obligations, things like mortgages and debts, obviously, right? Rental contracts, insurance contracts, utility contracts, employment contracts, business contracts, legal contracts, right? If you got obligations financially, it might be your lease payment, your mortgage payment, your rent payment, your lease for your business payment, your overhead, your rent, whatever it may be. Those are financial obligations. So there's various obligations, and keep in mind that taxes are one of them, both for the business and personal. And again, when you're in a business, you want to make sure you review your obligations just as you would personally, reviewing your budget regularly. So I'm reviewing my phone bills. How are my phone bills? Am I paying too much for my phone? Am I paying too much for my internet? Or whatever it may be, okay? Now, focusing on your financial obligations, here's what you want to do. First of all, list them out, and then put monthly amounts beside them. So list them, monthly amounts. Determine the length of each obligation. How long are you going to be paying each one for? Then put them in the order of priority. Which ones am I going to prioritize as higher than the other? And determine if any of these can be minimized, and if there's any ways to get out of these obligations quicker, right? Can I settle these debts? Can I settle these obligations? Or are they just okay for the long term? Because you're analyzing to see if I have a 5-year lease on a car for the business or personal, doesn't really matter, then I know I'm obligated for 5 years. Now, I might want to buy that early. Maybe it's beneficial, so I want to analyze these things, right? And make sure that you are reviewing this list or these financial obligations on a regular basis, of course, no less than annually. You're looking at them, you're getting the details, understanding, and if you're doing some kind of summary, you're updating that summary readily and regularly. So that's about it for obligations. In the next video, we're going to talk about necessities and wants of the close circle. If you got any questions, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for being a part of our Business Tips, and we'll see you back here soon.